Basketball season has arrived. UVA-wise opens the 23-24 season this weekend in the Peach Belt South Atlantic Conference Challenge. Joining us, the head coach of the Cavaliers, Jamie Cluesman. Coach, we'll start with your team before looking at your opponents this weekend. Two fifth-year players decide to come back. No better place than to start there. Caitlin Ross named preseason All-South Atlantic Conference, and you have Leah Kestner on the inside as well.
Yeah, so having those two come back for the fifth year, as a coach, you couldn't ask for better players to come back and be a part of a program for an extra year. Like you said, Caitlin, preseason, all conference, she had an incredible year last year. Her role is going to have to change just a little bit this year. She's going to have to attempt more shots, try to put a few more points up on the scoreboard for us this year. And then Leah in the post, Leah does a lot of little things that doesn't necessarily show up in a box score for us. But Leah, as far as our opponent's scouting report, she knows it front to back just as well as I do. So having her on the court to relay to her teammates exactly what's coming is very beneficial. She's going to rebound for us, defend, and take charges. And, she's going to be able to knock down those shots when she has the open looks as well. So definitely very fortunate to have those two come back this year.
Some other players coming back with some experience. Berger obviously back, Bailey, Sable Burnside, Alexis Warren on the inside. Talk about the pieces you have coming back on this team and maybe some of the growth and development you've seen from them from last year going into the season opener.
Yeah, starting with Berger, her post presence is really big for us. As an undersized post, she still manages and finds ways to go up against bigger size within our conference. So, we're just expecting her to pick up where she left off because she finished the year extremely strong for us last year. Caitlin Bailey, again, has a lot of experience, her length, her athleticism. She's going to be able to defend multiple positions for us and also play multiple positions offensively, within our offense. And then Sable got some good quality minutes last year, so I expect her to show even more growth this year and take on a little bit more of a role in regards to bigger minutes. But Sable instantly gives us energy off the bench. She's going to rebound. She's going to get out in transition and get some easy buckets for us. And then Lex on the inside presence, shot a pretty high percentage for us last year. So excited to kind of see those four step up and take bigger roles this upcoming season.
New faces on the team, talk about those and kind of the process of them getting acclimated to your program. I do know you have one transfer coming in as well. But talk about the new faces you have.
Yeah, so we'll start with Sarah Burton, who was here last year but took a red shirt due to injuries. Starting out initially, I think she had a lot of frustrations because she hadn't played competitively in over a year. So to get her to knock that rust off has been refreshing because she's been playing extremely well for us in practice and our scrimmages. She's just and is one of the best shooters in our conference. So excited to see her, come out this year and play a role for us. And then the six new ones that we have, we'll start with an S, the transfer guard who has a lot of scoring ability, has a very quick release, consistent three-point shot, but also can get to the rim and make good decisions once she's in there, whether she has the shot or she's looking to make the pass. With her size, it helps us defensively as well at the guard position. And then the freshmen, we got a couple who are still, coming back from injuries, whether it was high school or beginning of the year. So just looking forward to all of them getting healthy and being able to contribute, hopefully here soon.
All right, looking at this conference challenge, and for people who may not be aware, if you play in one of these conference challenges, you can actually play more games than you can if you can't. We'll start with that, talk about that a little bit and the process of that and why you feel it's important to play in one of these every year.
Yeah, so the process is just finding an opening. We're in it with Clayton State, Flagler, and then Anderson is our conference foe in that as well. So it's important because it's 2 extra games that you can get under your belt before you start getting into conference play. So you have the opportunity to, work on specific things that these games are going to expose, from our weaknesses. So we kind of approach it that way. Obviously, we want to go into them and win and be competitive and kind of work through the wrinkles and, sharpen up different plays, whether we're making adjustments or, different defensive assignments. We're going to work on different switches. We'll be able to defend, a lot of guard penetration with Clayton State. And then on the other side of it, Flagler's got a lot of shooters. So it's going to be two totally different games. So I think that's good for us as well.
Looking at Clayton State, they're the host in this. And for folks who may not be aware, originally this was scheduled for 3:30. It's been moved to 5:30. So if you're wanting to keep up or going to the game, make sure you note it's at 5:30 down there at Clayton State. A lot of new faces on the team this year for Clayton State compared to what you saw last year. It was a back and forth battle with them last year. Talk about Clayton State and kind of your thoughts on them going down there.
Yeah, like you said, they only have a handful of players returning from last year's squad. But traditionally, obviously, they've been very good in the Peach Belt. And traditionally, they've always played the similar style. So I expect them to still play the up tempo. They're probably going to press us for 40 minutes and try to create a lot of offense from their defense. So it's going to be a lot of discipline on our end, making sure we're making the right reads, sticking to the fundamentals, not trying to do anything fancy. And then on the other side of the ball, defensively, we've got to learn to keep our man in front of us. On-ball defense is going to be, a big factor in the outcome of the game against Clayton State.
Flagler's a team, again, another team you played last year. They were pretty young last year. They're a year older. Talk about Flagler, and that's a team you're going to play Saturday, and that game's at 1:30.
Yeah, so they've also had, some players leave, new players come in as well. So we'll see quite a few new faces, and then we're going to see some returners who, like you said, they were young, didn't have a lot of experience when we first played them, but got more experience as the year went along. So I think their style of play is going to be completely different than Clayton State. They're going to be more conservative, and maybe I'm totally wrong, but I think they're going to primarily play half court man, which will allow us to, like I said earlier, see both sides, where we're going to see up tempo within our conference, and we're also going to see teams that are just going to sit back and defend us in the half court. Offensively, I think they're a little bit more finesse type of players. They're going to move the ball and try to create off of ball movement versus the guard penetration. So I could be totally wrong, but the good thing about Flagler is we'll get to watch them play Friday and make adjustments from there according to the scouting report that we currently have.
Coach, we've been doing these for years now. Always I end with the same question. We'll start with Clayton State. Keys to victory against Clayton State.
Definitely staying poised. We've got to take care of the ball. If we create more opportunities for them to score, it's going to be hard for us to play catch up. So eliminating careless turnovers, defending guard penetration, and rebounding.
And then similarly, keys to victory against Flagler on Saturday.
With Flagler, I think it's just knowing personnel, knowing who's a shooter, who's a driver. We've got to have help side with their post player. They like to run a lot of high-low actions. So just staying disciplined in our 4-on-4 shell defense, rebounding, and then just getting out and getting some transition buckets against them.
All right, some housekeeping issues here again. A reminder to everybody, tip-off 5:30 Friday. If you are attending the game, you must buy a ticket in advance. You can visit our website, uvawisecavs.com, for the link for tickets for both Friday and Saturday. Live coverage links will be made available on our website as well. Coach, good luck. We'll catch you up after this weekend and preview the game against UTC.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Good luck.